Hey everybody, Donna here, and I'd like to take you through a Hatha yoga class. So this is kind of straight up yoga. There will be some variations. You can choose what levels you like, all right? Always doing what feels best in your body. And we're going to be going through and really focusing in this class on breath work, on pranayama, and staying with the breath through the postures. All right, so let's join me on the mat. All right, coming to a comfortable seat. So settling in, feel free to be on a chair or have the hips lifted on a block or a bolster. Letting the hands rest on the thighs, palms up or palms down, whichever is working for you. And allow the gaze to turn downward or to close. And directing the breath down deep in the belly. Inhaling and exhaling. If you would like, you can even put one hand on your belly to help direct the breath there. Breathing at your pace. Now let's add the ribs. So inhaling in the belly and then inhaling in the side ribs. So expand out to the sides. Exhale in the ribs. Exhale in the belly. Inhale belly. Inhale ribs. Exhaling ribs. Exhaling belly. One more time like that. Inhale belly. Inhale ribs. Exhale ribs. Exhale belly. Adding the clavicles. So inhale low. Inhale into the middle. Inhale all the way up high into those collarbones. Exhale from the collarbones through the ribs into the belly. Inhale, start down low. Expand through the middle. Expand at the top. Exhaling, letting it go from the top through the middle all the way to the bottom. A few more deep rounds like that. One more breath, 3-part breath. Beautiful. And when you're ready, allow the eyes to flutter open. Nice. And rolling onto all fours. Okay. So as you come onto all fours, feel free to move around a little bit, forward and back. I like to curl my toes and stretch through my feet, side to side. Nice. Now a little bit more organized, lowering the belly, lifting up in the heart. Inhale. Exhale, rounding the back, stretching between the shoulder blades. Inhale into the cow pose. Exhale into the cat back. Inhaling and exhaling, articulating the spine. Do a few more at your pace. Just luxuriating those movements that you can create. Feel free to linger any one place that feels like it needs some more attention. Lovely. And then when you are ready, curl your toes, lift and hover the knees just off the ground. So lift in the low back, hover the knees a little bit off the ground. So kind of like a hovering cat. Knees back down, inhale, cow belly. Exhale, press and lift. Hover those knees. And if you would like, you can step back and come into plank pose. There it is, pressing into the ground. Shine that heart forward. Lift up in the inner thighs. Knees can be down, of course. You do you, your version. 2 more deep breaths here. Press, press, press the ground away from you. Last breath. Inhale, take the hips up high and arrive in down dog with an exhale. Walk it out, move around a little bit. Oh yes, feels good to get into the calves. Maybe you bend both knees and open up in the shoulders. Oh. Walk the feet wider if you'd like. Stretch through the hips. Bring it back in. Looking forward, walk your feet towards your hands, lifting the fingertips off the ground and hang in ragdoll. Shake your head no, nod the head yes. Maybe you want to sway a little bit side to side, open up the low back, knees are bent generously, grabbing onto opposite elbows if you'd like, imagining there's a sandbag on your forearms. If you'd like to do a little bit of twisting here, feel free. Remember, it's your practice. Listen to your body and what feels best for you today. Nice. And then to come up, square up your shoulders over your feet, bending the knees, press into the ground, draw energy up through the legs, supporting the low back, and eventually stacking shoulders over hips and head over shoulders. Nice. All right. Standing nice and tall. Inhale, reach your arms and up overhead. Exhale, lean over to one side. There it is, nice. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, leaning over to the other side. Crescent moon pose, all the way up, and take it over. Sometimes it's called reed pose. I don't know, there's a couple names for it. Inhale up, and exhale over. Feet firmly rooted into the ground. Lovely. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart, and step to the front of your mat. Nice. Standing tall, rooting down, finding that Tadasana, that mountain pose, right? Finding the roots, move around on your feet, firmly plant yourself and ground yourself down, engage through the core, broad through those collarbones. Inhale and exhale. Find the breath. If you'd like to practice a little bit of Ujjayi breathing, that constriction or breath with sound, go for it. All right. Sun salutation. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, be kind. Half lift. Bend the knees a lot, plant the hands, mindfully stepping back. Find plank. Knees can be on the ground. Big breath here. Exhale, lower down. Knees, and then the chest all the way to the ground. Inhale, lift the heart, little baby cobra to begin. Exhale, curling the toes, lifting the hips. Beautiful, downward facing dog. And be here for a couple of breaths, so move around, explore the pose, find your way. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Beautiful. Then looking forward, stepping forward, half up, all the way down. Reach for the sky. And hands to heart. Nice. Again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Half lift. Plant the hands. Step back. Chaturanga lower. Up dog or cobra. Lifting in the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breaths. If you'd like to try a little bit different version of down dog, maybe you want to get in the hips by taking both knees to one side and then squaring it up again, and then both knees to the other side and square it up again. All right, working the obliques, warming up in the hips. Nice. A little bit different. Different is good. It keeps you awake, wakes up the brain, creates neural connections, all good stuff. Big exhale here. bringing yourself forward. Half up, all the way down. Reach for the sky. Hands to heart. Again. Inhale, reach. Exhale and fold. Half up. Plant the hands. Step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Beautiful. If you'd rather do child's pose, go for it. Right? Remembering that it's your practice. I'm going to do some knee dips here to open up through the shoulders, as I worked a lot at a desk this week. So I'm feeling that, oh yes, there it is. A couple of those would be a good idea. All right, last exhale. Look forward, stepping forward, half up, soften and let go. Press into the ground, draw the energy up your body. Hands to heart. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale and fold. Half lift, plant the hands, step back. Chaturanga, lower, shine that heart forward. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Fabulous, okay? Another twisting version, maybe take one hand to the opposite leg, look underneath. Lovely, and of course you gotta do both sides. Look underneath. Square it up, big exhale. Step it forward. One, and then the other. Half up, all the way down. And instead of coming straight up, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands behind your back. Let the crown of the head be soft. And then maybe you lift the hands off of the hips, coming into what's called a standing rabbit. It's a forward fold with a really cool arm, right, version, right? Lovely little bind in the arms, letting that go. Whew. Shake it out. Give yourself some spaghetti arms. Nice, one more time. Bringing the hands together. And this time, see if you can keep the palms together as you straighten the arms. Oh yes, a little bit deeper. One more deep breath here. Nice. Let that go. Ooh, spaghetti arms again. Okay, coming up into chair. So knees stay in line with the feet. Whatever the feet are doing, the knees are going to mimic that. Sink the hips. Coming up. All right, nice and strong. You can take your arms as high as feels comfortable. Keep them out for some balance. You should be able to look down and see all 10 toes. If you can't, take your hips further back. Doesn't matter how deep you go. You can be at all kinds of different size chairs, heights of chairs. Breathe. That's it. And exhale, forward fold. Whew. All right, walk it out here this time. Bend one knee, then bend the other knee. Oh, getting a little bit deeper on one side, to the back of the leg, the calf. Right. And maybe you want to do a little bit different version here. You might want to hold onto the back of the thighs, or the back of the calves, or the ankles, or the heels, depending on where you're at today. And if you press your feet out, okay, expand outward, that will press the thigh bones out in the hip sockets, and you might find a little bit more space that then you can then ease the center of your body into, because you've created a little pocket. Beautiful. Okay, one more time. We're going to come into that chair. Sinking, bending the knees, hips come down, arms go up. Beautiful. All right. Bringing the hands to your hips. Let's work on a little bit of balance. Shifting the weight, come up on the tippy toes of one foot, and maybe you lift one foot off the ground. Yes. Switch sides, stay low, tippy toes, maybe you lift that off the ground. Okay, keep shining your chest forward. Okay, not this. This. Right, bring that to the ground. Arms come back up. Maybe you sink down with a smile on your face. Yes! Okay, exhale. Whew. All right, plant the hands. Step back. Coming into plank pose. All right, so feel free. We're gonna just do some forward and back planks. So rock back a little bit. Not a full down dog, but just a little bit. And then come forward, way onto your tippy toes. Keep lifting up in the hips as you do that. Rock back and forward. Reach the heels back, tippy toes forward. All right, so we're working on wrist flexibility, strong core, shoulder mobility. One more time. And lower to the ground. If you'd like, knees, chest, chin. Lovely. All right, finding a comfortable place here. Bringing your hands back towards your hips. Chin rests on your mat. Great back strengthener, all right? So lifting one leg up off the ground. Nice and high, and lower it down. Beautiful. Lift the other leg up off the ground, nice and high, and lower down. Nice. Lift both arms and your chest up off the ground. Beautiful. And lower it down. Okay. I'm going to put all those bits and pieces together. Lift both legs. Lift both arms. Lift everything in your back body. One more lift. And lower down. Whew. Feel free to take a break. Bring your hands forward. Rest your forehead on your hands. If you'd like, you can bend your knees and windshield wiper the feet side to side. Nice. All right. We're going to do that locust pose again, okay? But we're going to add a little variation onto it that I like to call floppy fish pose, okay? So locust pose is awesome for strengthening the back, and floppy fish pose just takes that up a notch. Okay, so you can do the standard or you can try some floppy fish. All right, so, right, for locust, we lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the chest, everything lifts, nice. Then go back down. And now you're gonna roll onto one side and be on the side. There it is. And roll back down onto your stomach. Lift in locust. Back down, roll onto the other side. Roll so that you're vertical. That's it. And lay yourself back down. Nice. All right, lift again, locust. And lower to one side. And if you want, now you can lift both legs and lift that top arm up, 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 up. And lower those. Come back, locust. Lift. And down. Roll onto the side. Ooh. Lift both legs. Top arm up, 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 up. And back down. Locust. And now take a break. Whew. All right. Windshield wiper those legs. Breathe deep. Reconnect with your breath. All right. We're coming into bow pose. We're going to start this with actually a half bow pose because that's a lovely pose, and then do a full bow pose. So for a half bow, you want to have one arm in front of you. Okay, so one arm in front. The opposite leg is going to bend, and you're going to see if you can reach and find that foot. Okay? And then you press the foot into the hand. Maybe you press the arm into the ground. And breathe. Beautiful quad stretch, shoulder stretch, front body stretch, back body strengthener. All right, so that's your half bow. Other side. Arms on the ground, forearms on the ground, knee is bent. Reach back, find the foot. Press the foot into the hand, press the forearm into the ground. And breathe. Let that go. Rest. Windshield wiper those legs. Nice. Okay. If you'd like to work on a full bow, okay, you're going to bend both feet. And it doesn't really matter. You can reach with the hand on the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot. Whatever works for you. Okay, because that'll depend on your shoulder mobility. And then some people like to have their feet pointed. Other people, let's see, like to have feet flexed. Just depends on where you're grabbing in the ankle. And then you press with your feet back to lift the chest up. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let it all go. Whew. Pause here for a moment. Nice. And when you're ready, sink the hips backward and come to child's pose. You can bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press, move slow. Right, your low back just did all kinds of work. And finding that beautiful opening of the low back. Ease in. Feel free to stack fists. Knees might be wide. Find your sweet spot here. Connect with the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. And I'll invite you to come back to that 3-part breath that we did at the beginning of class. So inhale, deepen the belly. Inhale in the ribs. Inhale all the way to the clavicles. Exhale from the top, through the middle, to the bottom. Feel free to take a couple of rounds like that. And then in your own time, I invite you to come to a seated position. So coming up, if you'd like to vinyasa through, you sure can. Alternatively, you can just swing your feet out in front of you. And then give them a bit of a shake. Rock side to side. Move the extra flesh out of the way so you can find some sits bones. And then bending one leg. Okay. You can bring it up and then externally rotate it out so the sole of the feet, the foot is on the inner thigh. Okay. As you inhale here, expand up through the spine, gently twist, and exhale, fold forward. Coming into Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Long in the back of the throat. And let's go exploring and bringing both hands to the big toe side, seeing how that feels in your body in this moment. And then explore to the other side. Walk both hands to the little toe side and notice how that feels. And then go to the one that feels best. It might be straight over the leg on the big toe or the little toe side. You do you. 2 more breaths here. That's it. Nice, sweet, long exhales. And eventually on an inhalation, you're going to lift your torso up and then switching the legs. Okay? So once again, inhale, lengthen up through the spine. On the exhale, you twist and lower. Okay, once again, long back of the neck, so the chin is slightly tucked. Heart shines toward the toes, and then let's go explore. Taking both hands to the big toe side. See how that feels. And without any preconceived notions of how it's supposed to feel, just see how it does feel. And then both hands on the little toe side. See how that feels. Nice. Now that you've checked in, do the one that felt the best. Okay? Doesn't have to be the same as on the other side because each side is unique. Coming into your version of head to knee pose today. Right? Finding the breath. One more beautiful long breath. Gently using the inhalation, lift your torso up. And we're going to bring both feet in so that the soles of the feet are together. All right, your butterfly, your bound angle pose. Let's just bring it in and take it out. Bring it in and take it out. Nice. So a little bit of a refinement here in your bound angle, if you would like today, is to press the balls of the feet energetically together. When I do that, my heels slightly go apart, my toes spread, I get those yogi toes going on, and I'm really pressing the balls of the feet together, and then that enlivens the entire way up the inner thighs. While I'm doing that, I'm going to invite the crown of my head to the sky. And I'm going to breathe. Active, active hips. If by chance you would like more in this pose, a little bit of Mula Bandha, so root lock. So lift up in your perineum and pull just below your navel in and up. Okay, so we've got legs, hips very active, Mula Bandha active. There's so much going on in your pelvis. Keep breathing, soften those collarbones, soften the neck and the jaw. One more breath. Exhale. Let it all go. Hug it in. Maybe you want to curl down, round that low back. Fantastic. We're going to come to fire log pose. Okay? And this one, you will see right away that I do not have externally rotated hips. Right? So if you're like me, just embrace what you've got going on. And other people have really externally rotated hips. So one shin is going to come parallel to the side of your mat, whatever side of your mat you're facing. And then the other shin is going to stack over top of it. So ankle over knee. Try to prevent sickling or that bending in the ankle. See how I just bent the ankle? Yeah, no, we don't want that. We want nice straight logs in our fire log pose, okay? So this is as close as my knee gets to my ankle. Other people's knee might be on their ankle. Okay, so fire log pose. Stacking those logs one on top of another. If you would like, you might want to think forward thoughts. Ooh, yeah. As you come forward, the back of the neck stays long, slight tuck of the chin. Shoulders are broad. Breath is even. Two more deep breaths here. Feel free to use Ujjayi breathing. Toes are flexed, straight logs. Beautiful. Inhale to come up. Extend the legs out. Give them a shake. Woo. other side. So stacking your logs, right? So the shin comes parallel to the side of your mat. You just begin to stack the ankle over the other knee, bringing the toes back toward one another. Oh, yes. And I think this knee is even higher this time. Wow. Oh, my hips are very chatty in this moment. They're talking lots. If you would like, feel free to think forward thoughts. You might actually come forward. Feel free to close your eyes, really focus on the breath. It's taken years for you to get your hips as tight as they currently are. All right? It might take years of concerted effort and consistent practice for you to continue to open them. Or they may always be this way. It's okay. It's the effort and the practice and the coming back that is the yoga. Stay with it. Ooh. Deep breaths. One more breath. Beautiful. Gently come out. Ooh, yes. Taking both legs out. Right, once again, rock a little bit side to side. Find your sits bones. If you'd like to be up on a blanket, feel free to do that. If you'd like to have a bend in your knees, I highly encourage you to at the very least, start there. All right, we're gonna forward fold. Inhale to reach. Exhale, begin the movement deep in your pelvis. And eventually let the arms come down. They can rest on shins, on ankles, on feet. Long in the back of the neck, full breaths. So maybe you want to pedal the legs out, bending one and then bending the other. Inviting a lovely stretch in the low back. Maybe eventually working to the point that both legs are straight. So lots of options, no need to rush the unfolding of the body. Let it happen in its own time, in its own way. Two more deep breaths. Inhale to lift your torso up. Beautiful. Bending the knees. Ease yourself onto your back. Slowly, you can hug those knees in. Take a moment to arrive on your back. Soften the low back, across the shoulders, the neck. When you're ready, bringing the soles of your feet onto your mat and walk them close into the hips. We're going to come into bridge pose. Okay? We're going to take 3 lifts and lowers before we kind of come to whatever the full expression of your bridge is going to look like today. Okay? So inhale up a little bit and exhale lower down. Inhale, lift a little bit more. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift to wherever feels best for you. Okay, we're opening up these hip flexors that were just compressed, extending. If you'd like to do the arms intertwining behind the back to press into the ground, feel free. If you'd like to do robot arms with the elbows bent and the fingers to the sky, you sure can. If you'd like to take those arms overhead, feel free to do that. And then maybe you drag your heels closer towards your shoulders, activating that back body, yes. And then when you are ready, you're going to come down slowly, bit by bit, vertebra by vertebra. Once you are down, feel free to do a counter pose. Listen to your body. Maybe your knees want to come into your chest or rock side to side. Maybe they just want to twist side to side, or maybe the legs want to extend out and the arms overhead. Right? As we listen to the body and its wisdom, we tap into our intuition, and we know. It's that connection and the knowing. Okay, so options here. If you would like to repeat bridge, go for it. If you would like to, and it's in your practice, do a shoulder stand, go for it. If you would like to do a wheel pose, that big round circular pose, go for that. Okay, so you decide what's going to feel best for you. All three of those are throat stimulating, heart opening postures. So choose yours. I think I'm going to kick up into a shoulder stand. It's one of my faves. I haven't done it in a little while here. Finding your breath. And when you are done, slowly come out of your pose. And find your way into a place of relaxation for Shavasana. Free to take up as much space as you'd like. Maybe you flex the toes and then relax them. Roll the shoulders into the back body, palms are up. Lift your head and gently place the back of your head onto the ground. Finding that long, deep breath. Gently inviting it to slow down, to deepen. To like them. Taking a deep breath in, letting it out on a sigh. Once again like that. Inhale. And sigh it out. eventually finding your way onto your side. And pressing into an upright position. Thank you very much for joining me for this practice. I hope it left you feeling calm and yet enriched and enlightened. Thanks. Remembering that the breath is the key to a yoga practice. And as we stay with the breath, we can increase our focus, our health, and improve our mood. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.